Welcome to this episode of YouTube. And the pups are integrated into the exhibit pack. And this is Kaz in a hole in front of the exhibit. This is the sand pile that is in front of where the pup yard was. So if you were a summer visitor here to Ely, you would have come out the back door. You'd have seen the pup yard. And oftentimes Grayson would have been on this sand pile. Right now the pups have dug some pretty deep holes to keep themselves cool. And this is, again, where they've been resting. So they've been in view. It is always a challenge to keep wolves in view, especially in such a large wooded enclosure. But we are doing enrichments, enrichment at noon, enrichment at 4. The wolf care staff are really monitoring how the pups are doing as far as temperature. And we certainly have been busy around the facility. As much work as went into preparing for the pups, that equal amount of work is for taking down pup panels. So what you're seeing is the backyard where the behind the scenes programs have been, where the pup programs were, where the people came out the back door. All of that fence needs to get dismantled before winter, so that we obviously have snow access, and that keeps the wolf care staff, and we want to thank Darren and Teresa, who've spent their entire vacation here dismantling all of the pup fence that they put up in May. And so it seems like a short season, but lots and lots of hours go into being able to manage the wolf exhibit for the public as well as for the safety of the wolves. So that's a project that's ongoing. The other project that's ongoing is the new medical pen, and we called this the Bolt's Legacy Pen. We want to thank Mary Ringenberg for graciously funding that project, as well as Ann Byers, Diane Davis, Andy Nelson, and Kim Wolfgram Sells, who helped fund this portion of the medical pen and some tree removal to be able to make it safe. So that area behind the back habitat is going to be where the pups and the adults obviously will have an opportunity to utilize that space. We call it the Bolt's Legacy because towards the end he was reluctant to come to the front of the exhibit of the medical pen where there was a lot of people. This will be a quieter place for wolves that are in a compromised position to be able to get some solace, and it connects right to the back of retirement. So very, very excited about that project. Contractors should be here any day to pour the slab and get the fence work and then get that project going. So Rika's been working hard trying to figure out how to dominate pups. Being a singleton, she didn't have the benefit of having a pup litter mate to be able to wrestle, so she's doing some scruff biting, some ear biting, trying to figure out how to get those pups to roll over. So Grayson and Axel, they command respect because they're doing very hard muzzle bites, inhibited bites, meaning that they're not closing down, but they're growling, they're making their presence known. Rika did not have the benefit of having litter mates, so she didn't really, she missed out on a lot. She missed out on a lot of some of the social stuff, but certainly she missed out on some of the competition, which is where a lot of ritualized dominance starts, is competition over food. We certainly know that Blackstone and Kaz understand growling, hard muzzle bites, and dominance. So Rika's working on it. Kaz, again, being a lot more outgoing, a lot more tolerant to things. Grayson really focusing on Kaz a little bit because he is the more independent, kind of likely to be testing of the two pups. Blackstone, very timid, sharing food resources. You can see him just approaching pretty with a timid tail there and a timid posture towards Grayson. Rika has been doing a little bit of circling around Axel, but that has calmed dramatically. So Rika, all of this summer, when Axel focused on the pup, she would circle around and do a grab bite. That's calming significantly. You can see Rika still a little bit intense if the Arctics are a little bit hard on the pups. She is definitely guarded the pups. Clearly, there are bonds being formed with individual pups and the adults. So things have improved dramatically, even just in the last 2 days with Axel and Grayson. Grayson actually is doing great. He's handling it well. He watches the pups. He comes in when they come into the building. Axel was the one who had a little bit of anxiety about the pups, but that's since subsided, and we are focusing on calming Rika, and that will help calm everybody, and that's what we're looking for is relaxation. So if you want to learn more about it and hear about the actual behavioral team that just finished up, and again, we just want to really thank the behavioral team that was on site, 17 people that came in and helped us get data, as well as the behavioral team that was virtual. We're going to share some of that information, some of that data on the 13th, where we have a What's for Dinner webinar. That'll be at 7 p.m. So we'll start with just a little bit of a wrap up of the behavior, and then the wolves will be fed a deer fawn, actually a fairly small deer fawn, and a beaver, and we'll see how that progresses and how the pups compete for resources with the adults. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.